dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together.
family, the Care Festa Radio crew,
Okay.
the whole 99
Yes,
Jams
absolutely.
family. We're doing it for the Care Festa music.
Yeah. Care Festa Radio.
I'm just making stuff up. I'm making up as I go along.
Yeah, man, that's kind of. I think they call that freestyling in some part.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Freestyle Monday.
It's Freestyle Monday, man.
I'm glad to be back, man.
Yeah, I could tell.
I miss y'all.
I could
Yeah,
tell.
I was watching
I
it,
could
and
tell.
y'all did some great
I could
shows.
tell.
Y'all did some great shows.
Can you take a photo split screen?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we
they
can-
want
we can-
to see your
They want to see
face.
your face, Kiana. What you
They
talking about,
can.
Willis?
Okay.
We can see my face sometimes. That's
Okay,
fine.
okay.
What you talking about, Willis?
Can we split screen?
Okay, so how
On
was
her
y'all? No, that's fine.
Split it to her side.
I'm just joking.
You're so funny.
Split it
No,
to
y'all
her.
can go
Yeah.
back and
No,
forth. That's
no.
fine.
Split it
But
to her.
no. Okay, how was y'all weekend?
Man, I had it was all right. It was a reflective weekend for me. I'll say
Yes.
that. We had a funeral
Mm-hmm.
service for one of my cousins, and so
My
yeah,
condolences.
thank you.
Yes.
And so so it was really reflective, man. You know, they got a way of making you think about things. You know what I mean? When
It
you come
does.
face to face with it. And so yeah.
You're right.
So I had one of them weekends.
It puts stuff in perspective.
It does. It really does.
I know you like
So-
it.
We're live in the camera right now.
I just
Yeah.
had to show it to you.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of how we do stuff around here.
Got to love it.
So that was Saturday was that you know, family memorial service. You know, always a silver lining, right? So you get to spend time with family and all of those connections, people you ain't seen in a while. So that part of it was good. And then I went and saw Sinners yesterday.
How was it?
It was amazing.
See,
Yeah,
okay,
it was
so
amazing.
it's
It
so
was amazing.
Controversy right now,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And I haven't seen it yet.
I
We got to
haven't
do
seen
that
it
when you're
either.
talking. So anytime you talk, you don't have to look up there. You're gonna be on there just so that you know. Because when,
I haven't
when we do
seen it.
clips, it don't like
I
catch
know.
you. Yeah,
And you know what? And so, and I do
You
see
seen
when
that?
people be like, "Who's that talking?" People who don't know.
Hello?
So,
Hello. Hello.
You gotta roll your
5 years later.
Hey, why you gotta roll our eyes?
5 years
It's
later.
fine.
It's all right.
this is why I don't be on
It-
camera
it-
because
you don't want them to see the eye roll.
So
You see your
before
emotions.
we say this true story, is
Okay.
I was at the hospital yesterday,
Okay.
and when I'm leaving the hospital, something happened. Right, and
Yeah.
my face just told it all.
Right.
Like
right.
it's so
right.
hard
Yeah.
for me.
You ain't got no poker
To,
face.
yeah.
Yeah,
To,
I really
to
don't.
play it
And
off, as they say. Yeah.
And I try so hard sometimes.
You know how to good play it offer? Yeah.
No,
but back to
back
Sinners
to
though. Sinners
Go
was
ahead.
good. Sinners was good. And I
Okay,
tell
yes,
you,
it's-
and I tell you, it got my attention right away because you know how it come on and then it give you the date, right?
Mhm.
So like the date of the setup, and the date was October 16th, 1932. And
Mhm.
October 16th, of course, that's my wedding day,
Yeah.
right? But also the significance of October 16th is the Holy Day of Atonement.
Mhm.
So you got atonement, reconciliation, and
Oh, that boy
responsibility,
know that.
and he know that, right? And so for it to be happening on that day
Mhm.
already set the stage for me. I'm like, okay, yeah,
I'ma
we
go
about.
see it.
I'm like, let me buckle up because this thing about to get real,
I'ma
real.
go
So,
see it.
yeah.
I'ma
So
go
you
see it.
know,
Yeah.
there's so much controversy. I've seen a pastor.
What's the controversy?
I seen a pastor post and say that this is nothing but the devil.
Oh well, go ahead, man.
I
You
mean,
know-
it is demonic. That's why I wasn't going to see it.
Man,
But you haven't seen it. But you haven't seen it first. You said that it's
That's
demonic.
demonic. Oh my
when
God,
I seen the
Exorcist.
vampires and I seen the blood.
man.
Listen, I ain't got time for
What
all
was that?
this with my
What was that
emotions.
one that they had with the werewolves and the vampires? Twilight.
Yeah, that was demonic.
That was demonic too. That was so what? I mean,
Almost all
man,
I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
Almost all the Hollywood films, especially around vampires and horror, are demonic.
Okay.
But I mean,
They can be said. It can be
Okay.
said. I put it like that. It
Okay,
can,
but
fairly.
I mean, honestly, if you watch any movie, they have
They
any.
do.
All
So
of it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So
The
like,
whole industry is
thing
demonic.
Anything because
It is.
The whole industry is
It is.
demonic.
because
Right.
it show
right.
good and evil. Everybody in every life struggle with something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Come
And
on,
You ain't
Emily.
even seen the movie.
I don't care.
Oh,
I
yeah.
live life.
Go see it. Go see it.
And
Go
look,
see because I want to get y'all take on it.
No,
Right.
'cause I'm definitely going to see it.
I'm,
this
Yeah.
week.
I'm going to see it on Tuesday for
Okay.
$5.
Okay. Yeah. That's with Kiana because that's Kiana's day.
She the one told me.
That's her movie day.
She the one told me.
Yeah.
But back to it's so much controversy, and so we
It
was
is, though.
actually talking about this at the hospital yesterday,
Okay.
right? And my problem is and hey, any pastors chime in for me, right?
Okay.
And
Tag your pastor.
yeah, and have this conversation. Is that like when you're trying to teach and preach and pull people from a demonic spirit
From the pits of hell.
right? How do you ignore
That's the pulpit. You're pulling them from the pit.
right?
Yeah.
But if you feel
What?
like this is demonic, hold on.
Go ahead.
If you feel like this is demonic, how can you pull somebody from it if you don't show them what it looks like?
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
how can you ignore? That's like you ignore something like it doesn't exist. And then when somebody encounter it, how can they fight it?
Because they never seen it before, right?
But I think what you speak about is the traditional way it's handled, because we don't give people the tools to handle it. Oftentimes, they just tell them not to look at it, don't watch it,
Just
don't do that.
Yeah, don't you watch
That's
that?
that's
That's the devil.
that's the way of protecting people from it. Is
No,
by
it's
just.
not a protection.
I mean, you're right. I agree with you, but I'm just saying traditionally that's the way it is. No sex. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Abstinence, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Don't do it. If you do it, you're going to hell.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then back and forth. So, I mean, you're right. How do we handle this if we're not going to talk about it or look it in his eyes?
Yeah.
I
You
ain't.
got to confront it.
I wasn't gonna go watch the movie.
Okay.
And I respect Ryan Coogler as a director.
Right.
I love Michael B. Jordan as an actor,
Yeah.
but I just didn't want to subject my eyes to that demonic
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, everybody I've seen heard that saw it, like have seen it twice. Cheyenne
Yeah.
went to see it while she was on
She seen it
break.
twice?
Yep, she saw it in California.
Oh,
I
She
would
saw
go
it.
watch it again.
My
you said that.
niece,
Yeah.
my niece Deja saw it twice, and she was like, "Auntie, when you ready to go, I'll go with you again."
Well, ask the audience if you've seen Sinners. This is the hottest new movie. Leave it in the comments. Tell us how you feel about it. Tell us what you think about it, and should it be seen? Should we see Sinners
Should we
again?
go see Sinners? Yeah.
I think so. And then I'll say this, and I'm one of them people with my pastor. I want my pastor to have went through some stuff for real.
Yeah.
Like I
Have
don't
some lived
yeah,
experience.
Live experience.
You don't want no holy pastor?
Not so holy. That,
Born
that-
holy? Never
that-
did nothing wrong ever in
No.
life?
I don't think pastors be
Yeah.
more holy.
Yeah.
No, but you know, like you look at it and then you become this person and you forget your walk of life and how you got there.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people do that anyway, though.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
walk of life,
Yeah.
you know, I was walking this weekend,
Okay.
and I came up with some stuff.
Okay. What you come up with?
I came up with, and this is the truth. This is the truth. I came up with in our community.
Mhm.
I think that intellectual property
Okay.
of the black man and woman, the black people,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
is not respected, right? I just feel
when you say not respected,
yeah, it's not
that's
respected. They steal it, they manipulate it, they tease out it. Let me pick your brain.
So
I'm
was
glad
it-
they
yeah,
stopped
that-
asking me to pick my brain.
So was that your? When did you get this haha moment? This aha moment
over the weekend. That
Over
was
the
that was what happened this weekend. That was what happened this weekend. They don't respect black people's intellectual property. Yeah,
But then even though if you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club,
yeah, yeah,
we've been saying this
yeah.
for quite.
So,
when-
when
Just-
did you come up with it?
Yeah. We've been saying that for a few days.
Yeah.
If you ever heard the voice of the people with King Jab,
When did you come up with this?
on any given
But all,
Thursday? Yeah.
all I'm saying is, and this is not only just a commentary, but also an appeal. Respect black intellectual
I
property.
like that.
Pay for it.
Not
Pay
just
us
a
for our
commentary,
time.
this is an appeal.
Don't tap into. Don't. Oh, let me tap your brain. Let me
Pick your brain.
Let me
yeah.
pick your brain. No,
Yeah.
don't pick my brain.
Yeah.
No,
For mine.
pay me.
Because what's left over after you pick it is
I charge $450 an hour,
Okay.
but I will give y'all a discount.
okay. I hear
I
that.
will give y'all a
Well,
discount.
let me
Discounted
say,
rate,
what-
yeah.
Oh, you laughed at my rate.
No. Your rate is your rate. I'm not here to argue.
Man,
with
look, your price is your
it.
price.
Please,
Stand on it, my brother. Stand
get
on it.
your money.
We ain't mad at all.
$450
But
an hour.
the more you make, the more you give.
So that was your weekend. Now I did prom season this weekend.
Oh,
Okay,
shout out to
okay,
all the
okay.
proms did look good.
Oh, they looked
Okay, okay.
amazing. They
Wow.
looked amazing. These kids, these parents, they're so creative.
Yeah.
I thought we did something when we went to prom.
See, I missed all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I was preoccupied during prom season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you think like the standard, but I guess it's kind of equal, like it's equal but not equal.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
I remember when I went to prom, I had a Mercedes. I
Okay.
had our class, but we owned one. It was an old school Mercedes. We still have it, a 1972 Mercedes,
okay.
all white.
Classic. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I drove that in my all white dress.
Right on.
Right then, and then I'm looking at these kids. Nah, they got Maybachs.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
Not a Maybach.
Maybachs and the photo shoots. I mean, they
Yeah.
doing like
Oh, this is amazing.
It
Big shout out
is.
to the parents.
It is.
And
It really
this
is.
is amazing. I seen one kid sitting on the old Cutlass. Cream, the car cream, the girl dress cream. I say, now who coordinated this?
Got the dress and the
But
suit
I
to
love
match
it.
the
And
car.
So
Yeah.
and then we talked.
Oh no, did they get the car to match the suit?
That's what they did.
Okay, yeah.
Now I will tell you, we've talked about like some of the negative stuff, but I will tell you, the kids that I saw this weekend are like all straight A students.
Okay, good.
Like
good,
you know,
good,
like
good,
they
good.
deserve.
Tony Wells, what's good, brother?
I thank you for that.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Shout out to the straight A students, the
that-
kids who
that's
doing what we're
because,
supposed to be
like,
doing.
These kids out here really out
I hear that though.
They-
Because they catch a hard time. Oh, they can go to prom, but they ain't going to class.
But they got A's already.
Yeah.
See you all knows.
That's right.
but there's a lot of them that is
That's
getting
struggling.
on.
Yeah.
Some struggle,
Yeah.
but the ones who like really out there excelling, kudos to you. Y'all
Yes.
deserve it.
Yeah, right
all.
on,
Yes,
right on.
yes,
on.
parents, thank y'all for looking out for them kids because oftentimes, all too often, only thing we hear about is the negative,
That's right.
right? And the prom showed them in a great light, showed the kids doing some amazing stuff. I loved it too. I've been
And we
watching.
didn't hear no
and-
fights, no nothing.
I mean, it
like,
was some fights, but we'll
I
talk about that
didn't
later.
hear, no, for prom.
I mean,
Yeah.
For
yeah, they
prom.
were grown. They was grown.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
They was
prom.
30 and up. They was 30 and up.
They was making it happen. Well, you talking about academics. We talked about it, I think it was Friday or one day last week. Go back and check it out. We was talking about this report that came out around
Mhm.
Yeah,
the
education.
Pinellas County schools and
Yeah.
how they're still failing Black students.
Mhm.
And it was a 65-page report commissioned by CoQuebs, and it has confirmed what many people in the community have been talking about for a really long time. And the data will be presented tomorrow. Dr. Oscar Barberin from the University of Maryland, he's going to present his findings to the community in
Where?
person at the Enoch Davis Center,
What time?
9:30 a.m.
See, I'm just gonna say this,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
A lot of these situations with these kids in the school is happening at 9 o'clock. People at work, y'all.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And I just got to be blunt about this. This is so important for our community, and to happen at 9:30 in the morning on a Tuesday is unacceptable.
I'm starting to really. I mean, we've been saying that for years, and I'm starting to wonder now: do everybody work day shift?
No, everybody don't. But this is what you need to know: if you want the community to be involved,
They ain't
there's
coming
a-
in the morning.
There is a time. There is a time that impacts us because I'm just gonna say it like this.
So when you walk in that room at 9:30, who is in there?
Nobody.
I'm gonna tell you all.
No,
the
it's-
people, I'm gonna
no,
tell you who in there. The people who have
No,
employed.
I'm serious.
The
Like,
people-
this is a serious
the people
question.
that they're-
Because I'm actively
I'm finna tell
planning
you.
like to do
I'm
things.
gonna tell you the
And-
people who are employed. When you walk in the room at 9:30 for a community meeting or a community event, 90%, 80% of the people are there are employed by somebody
Okay.
who's having them attend.
Is that the target audience?
No,
No.
it
Okay.
shouldn't be.
Now, I'm gonna
It's
tell
not
you-
not with
But I
this,
mean,
but
because-
not with this.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I say that. Not with this, not with this study about 1970, 1960 lawsuit
Okay.
that's impacting all the kids in Pinellas County.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And the person who's at work, the reason they don't want to do it at 6 is because they getting off.
They don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it
So
at 6 because that's more hours for them. But so
I'm-
9, we're gonna
So
ask
we
the
got-
people who is impacted.
we gotta find a
So
solve for
I'm
that.
gonna tell you the solve for it is I'm gonna tell you
The solve?
typically it's not during a weekday when you're thinking about school and getting the parents involved.
So say that again now.
When you're thinking about school,
Okay.
and this is just my thoughts in
Okay.
it, right? Is like Monday through Friday is already a lot of stuff that you're committed to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want the parents to be involved, I would do it on a Saturday.
Do it on weekends?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do it on somewhere doing that where then they can bring their kids.
Mm-hmm.
They can be a part of it too. 9 o'clock. They usually 9 o'clock in the
But
morning.
here's the thing, like we saying this like the parents is really showing
But-
up.
but-
Like y'all
but
know
there-
good well.
No,
at all of this stuff, whether you do it at 6 o'clock or you do it at 9 o'clock.
this is
The
what-
people who want to be there are going to be there.
But no. But I will tell you this. I agree with you on that. But I'm one of the parents that probably would want to be there. But
Yeah.
I can't be there at 9:30 on a Tuesday because I got to get my kids off to school.
And
at
school
9:30.
starting
Okay.
at 9 and
Yeah,
9:30.
Okay.
This is the
school
same time
hours.
schools are starting.
I hear that.
Hold
Not
on one
just
second, we
not
gotta
just school
talk.
time, but school is starting at that
Right.
time.
Carla.
People dropping off school kids at that same exact time.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm saying that.
I hear that.
Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
And we're talking about this school system report and how do you get parents and participants from the community to come out 9:30 in the morning or 6 o'clock at night.
Hello.
Don't worry, next time.
All right, call back.
All right.
And
But no, that's
I
the only
agree.
reason. So I have the same
Yeah.
feelings that you is that it's hard to get them to come in.
Right. Right.
But I will tell you, if we're gonna do it, it has to be able where.
Yeah, you know, I've been doing this with y'all and together
Yes.
for a long time, and
And
we've
so I
always
was-
been saying that, like, okay, well, it's
but that
Hello?
if you want the community to show up, you got to
that's
do it at night. Like that's been like we've just made that like boom the thing.
but when you're dealing with working class people,
Okay.
and that's who we are.
Okay.
Like that's who our community is. We're working class people, and usually working hours start at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So if we want that participation, they're at work, and then a lot of people who are advocating for those times, they're at work. That's why they want to do it at 9.
Yeah.
Because it's my job, and at 9:30 I want to do it, but at 6:30 I need to be home with my kids.
Okay.
You get what I mean? So it's
sports, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. And so you know how like you as you live, you learn, you trial and error.
Yeah. Good morning,
And I
Maryland.
would never even thought before to have it on the weekend. But then when I'm sitting up here thinking,
They say they heard the caller, but we didn't.
oh,
So I don't know. What
yeah.
happened.
Oh, caller, that's bad. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, they heard.
Because I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
We couldn't
We'll
hear
talk about it
nothing.
later.
Okay.
We'll figure it out though.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Caller, go to Facebook and write it in the Facebook
In the
message,
comments. Thank
and
you.
we'll read the comment and respond.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I would. That's it. My thoughts on it. It's just
Yeah.
I know how, and because
So
I
we can't do lunch. Like you wouldn't leave your lunch break to go and participate in
I
the
would,
community
but-
forum.
I would, but some people lunch breaks are an hour away. People driving 30 and 40 minutes.
Okay.
So
I
they
know
got to drive 30 and 40 minutes, barely make the meeting, and then be late back to work.
Okay. So what about virtual options?
Virtual options are, but people are still at work.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? We got to think about the working class people who are 80-90% of them churn that's in them schools.
Okay.
These are working class parents. So we have to work around working class schedules.
I hear that.
If we're serious about having working class people.
That's what I've been
involved.
doing all my life, ever since we've been doing it. But now I'm starting to really wonder, like, okay,
No,
how do you
don't wonder because
account for that?
it's a solid.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's
That
a
ain't
solid.
changed. That's
No,
not changing.
Listen, that's a
Yeah.
solid because we are representing a part of a working class community.
Okay.
And sometimes
And the majority of the
I'm just
working
working-
class work 9 to 5.
I mean the majority,
Okay.
the large part of
or they
it.
try to,
I hear that.
or they, they try to.
Yeah.
And so that's what. So my
Y'all know I'm just all about that. Like, a lot of these things that we just say and say and say and say and say, and we never question it. I think it's good
That's
every
good
now and then to
question.
pull over and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
why we doing this?
Are we,
That's
like,
a valid.
is this still the thing to do?
Yes.
And if it's still the thing to do, then let's keep going. But if we
That's
never
the order.
stop, to say, is this the thing to do? We may be, just doing traditional things.
I
And not
wanna
doing
ask
what's
the
required.
audience.
Hold on, wait. Caller, go ahead, caller. Say something. Hello.
Living. I can't
How
hear
about
me
the
now.
little button right there?
No,
There
How
we
about the
go.
little button right there?
that button don't work.
Oh.
We having some internal.
So call back after the break. We're gonna
Yeah,
figure this out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to definitely say, Brother John, you're absolutely correct. There's nothing wrong with revisiting
Yeah, just
and
asking
looking
a
at
question.
it. But
Yeah.
the reality is that's something that should stay.
I'm gonna put it out for what the people say. And so
Yes.
I'm gonna put it out for what the people say question. We're gonna get our survey, and then we're gonna get some data from my circle, because I can't
Yeah.
say that my
Your
Facebook
people.
friends are all the people, but for my
Yeah.
people, I want to find out when can you come to community
And-
meetings?
and-
If you have a meeting in the morning or at lunch or in the evening, which
Work
one,
hours.
which one would you
Would
be
you,
able
if
to
you
attend?
have meetings during work hours,
Yeah.
just-
But people don't work just 9 to 5. You got what
but
about
that's
the
why
3
you
to-
say.
what
But
about
that's
the
why
3
you
to
say.
11?
But that's why you say work hours, because my work hours may be
Mm-mm.
different from yours.
Nah, I got it. I know what I'm gonna say.
Because
Because what you just said, that's my point. Everybody don't work 9 to 5.
That's what I'm saying.
And my point is,
And would you go to a
Yeah.
meeting during your work hours?
No, so
But
say
if I
some
don't
people
work
would.
9 to 5, if I work 3 to 11 and I want to be there, but y'all having it at 6, I can't come. That's what I'm saying.
Just like 9 to
That's
5.
what I'm saying.
Just like 9 to 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
right?
I will say this: we're never gonna be able to please everybody.
Okay.
And we have had community meetings where you did morning, mid-afternoon, afternoon, and to be honest, the people who want to come,
that's
gonna
it.
come.
That's really what
the
it is.
afternoon meetings are the most successful. Just in my honest opinion from these years, the meetings that happen at night or 6 o'clock are usually the most well attended.
We call them evening because afternoon for me is like 12:30.
Yeah.
Between 12:30.
But evening
and 3.
meetings are usually the most successful.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring like a little thing in here.
Okay.
So like whenever one of us talking, we press it, and then
We
once
do.
it, yeah,
Let's do that.
let's do that so that we
Talking
don't
stick. We got to pass this. We got to.
Yeah, so that we don't we don't over talk each other, right?
Yeah.
And so we can get out what we need to say. So, like, I mean, honestly, we're looking at it, and we're never gonna please everybody,
I agree.
right?
Yep.
But I do like the idea for school stuff, like some stuff.
If it's an educational focus,
right? And you're trying to do that, and you want the parents to be involved. You think of a working parent and somebody who's involved in their children, because those are the parents that's typically gonna come.
Okay.
Right. The ones who at their partying probably ain't showing up. It don't matter what time we do it. I'm sorry. We don't subscribe to all, but that's not your priority.
Okay.
But they got to fit it into their schedule. And I would try a weekend thing.
Received. Absolutely. So this is Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Gems, 99.1 FM, WUJM, Carafesta Radio. And this is Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, baby. And we got a special guest in the building. We got Miss Debbie Yatti coming in to talk about the Tampa Bay Chalk Festival. She's going to do that after the break. We got a Ask Kiana question. We got a Trump did what? You got some politics, Mr. Edmond, if we have
some
time.
politics.
Got some politics. There's a lot going on, too. We want to talk about some of this youth violence that's happening.
And we got to talk about Deion Sanders.
Okay, yeah, we got that in the queue. That's interesting.
Shannon Sharp.
Oh man, I don't want to talk about Shannon.
I just say, man,
I don't want to talk about Shannon Sharp.
Let his bedroom be his bedroom. He be trying to invite people in his bed. Too many people coming into his bedroom.
Yeah,
He really invited people, but we'll talk. We don't have to like dwell on it, but we can kind of like.
Yeah, and then I can talk about this thing. We did there was a conversation. I posted it about the guns being stolen out of cars, so we can share those facts with the audience.
Okay. Because it does happen.
Yeah, I mean, we got the numbers on how much has happened in the last 3 months. The first 3 months of this year, and I could just say it because it ain't gonna take long. So in the first 3 months of 2025, 55 guns were reported stolen in our city. That's reported stolen. 40 out of the 55 were taken from vehicles. The other 15 were taken from buildings. These numbers matter because the guns that are stolen usually reappear on the streets and in other crimes and in the hands of the youth who shouldn't have them. So we ask what the people say. What do these numbers tell us about what's happening and what needs to change? What y'all say? What needs to change?
It's so hard because people do keep their guns in their car. Like if you go, somebody stole a gun out in front of our house out of a car. It was reported, and then the gun ended up reappearing. Like somebody got arrested. Yeah, with the gun.
So it was recovered.
It was recovered.
So that's what they said. 17 out of the 55 have been recovered.
But I mean, this is such a hard.
Do you not store your gun in your car? Like when you go in the house and you call into the day, take your gun with you. So will that stop? You think that'll help?
But some people have guns that's in the car.
That's designated like this. The car gun. Yeah. You got the bedroom gun, the kitchen table gun, and you got the car gun. Don't say that because people might break in your car and try. You not be number 56.
No. It's in my car, but I have multiple guns and they're stored multiple places.
Okay, got you.
You know what I mean? Like I have one that I carry with me, so don't pull up on me.
Right. Don't even try. That's right.
But there's multiple guns, and I'm licensed, and so as long as it's concealed and how it's supposed to be, and people need to stop. But we're never gonna stop theft. Right, but people need to leave people's stuff alone.
Yeah, you need to leave people's stuff alone. That's part of it. But until then, like what happens? So 55 guns. That's 40 guns out of cars. I remember the whole lock your car thing. That was a big deal. Gun locks is another one they was talking about. So if you're gonna put it in the car, make sure that it's locked. Yeah. In the lock box or something that. A
lot of times is people are visiting somewhere else.
Okay.
Like not said, like they're not at their residence.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And they may go in. So it's not that the guns necessarily stay in the car all the time. It's just they're visiting.
Wow. All right, well, we got to take this break, y'all, and we'll be back about 6 or 7 minutes after the hour, and we're going to talk about all the stuff we just told you we're going to talk about. We'll see y'all in a minute.
There you go.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United we must stand together. Under God we are one. We must fly to the sun every day. Fight for peace, not destroying our
My
dreams.
brother, my sister, I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday good touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together.
you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do.
Nothing.
One that I already made. Okay.
Don't worry.
Tell me what you want this instructions, and we're gonna see how it all works out.
It's fine. I got it. Don't
Okay.
worry about it. I got you.
Thank you
I
very
got it.
much. I appreciate
So
it.
listen, caller, I think that I
Should have
fixed
just
the
did that
problem.
from the start.
But I think you was never mind.
Never mind. Yeah.
Call back in.
Call back in. I think we fixed it.
It is. It's Monday morning, y'all. And how y'all feeling on this fine Monday?
You know what? I used to think that I didn't like Mondays, but
Okay.
I like every day.
I'm with that.
Like
How can you have a day that you don't like?
I'm just thinking like,
How you gonna do that?
cause you know how people be like,
I hate Mondays.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I gotta go back to work.
Mm-mm.
But then I feel like how productive
Yeah.
like it is to hop up on Monday morning, get started, and then get some stuff done.
I hear that.
I mean,
It's a new opportunity.
Close to the mic.
I would agree that Monday is amazing.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's all.
I say it's what you make it.
Mhm.
It is what you make it. And I apologize, Kiana. I'm kind of snappy this morning. 'Cause
It's okay.
I got a whole bunch of stuff to do this
The
week.
whole team
it's,
snappy.
it's the end of the month.
Don't say
Oh,
that.
y'all snappy.
I ain't did my taxes. They even extended it, and I still ain't did them.
Everybody snappy.
I got like a full list of things, and so pardon me for being, a little short.
So I'm gonna tell you, I didn't take it personal
Thank you.
at all. I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Y'all know when I take it personal.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it personally.
No, and I'm very self-aware, so I appreciate that.
And I appreciate
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And look, we doing all this in front of our guests too. We got Miss Debbie Yatti in
Is
the
she really
building.
a guest?
She really not a guest, but no, she's not. She's part of the family, and definitely want to thank you for being here. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on this fine motivational Monday morning. How you?
I am good. And thank you for inviting me in here on a Monday morning. I like Mondays too.
Okay.
At my age, every day, every minute, every moment is important. So,
I know that's right.
giving all thanks and being grounded on a Monday.
And for the people who've been in a bubble and then are not from around these parts, would you mind introducing yourself, telling the people who are you?
My name is Debbie Yatti, and Debbie Yatti Garrett, and I am the president of Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project, also known as PDAP. Yes, and I'm proud to say that I'm sitting here with another board member from PDAP.
Right on.
Which is
I do what I
Jabbar.
can. I do what I can.
And we do some work in the community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, it's important that people understand that our mission is to support the well-being of the unprivileged, those who are unpresent in the community. And we support them by bringing arts, technology, media, and civics education. And I'm not the only one. I can't take full responsibility. One of our founders is Jake Ann Jones in the community.
Shout out to Jake Ann.
And we have some great people on our board. We are supported by our board and our volunteers, and that cannot go unnoticed. We have some people doing some really, really hard work in the community to make sure that we can bring free programming into the Tampa Bay area. And we're not just exclusive to St. Petersburg, because we also do Hillsborough, and we're reaching out to Sarasota and all the other counties as well. Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, we are out there doing the work. And I'm here because I'm going to talk about one of our festivals, which is the Tampa Bay Chalk Festival, that's actually happening on May 3rd. And it is happening on the Deuces, same place where the Collard Green Festival took place. And we're doing it there because we're not just supporting the Deuces corridor, but we're bringing attention to the community where art is happening for everybody.
So when you say May 3rd, it's Saturday. Just FYI, because you say May 3rd, they think they got time.
Oh yeah, real.
Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the Deuces.
And something that you said sparked a question for me. You said making sure that you bring free programs to our community. I've been hearing this debate for years about how people don't value things that are free. And so the desire to bring free programs, and I'm with you. I'm like, give it, make it available. But there is this other side of the coin, and it just came up when you said it's like, okay, free programming. Why do we want it to be free?
Well, the reason why we want it to be free, it goes back to not everybody can afford things that are not free.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's
Some of the things that
right.
we do that we pay for
Right.
would be considered luxuries for some people.
Right.
Like to bring them out to something like this, if you have to pay for it, that ain't in the budget.
But the other part of the whole situation about free is that it may be free to the community, but as an organization, we are supplying jobs.
Yep.
We are bringing civic engagement. We are talking about our waterways, and that's
right.
our topic.
Yep.
This year, our theme is our watery future. And so we are educating individuals. And so what happens is when you bring free programming, you bring in organizations that are fighting to keep St. Pete or Tampa Bay, healthy.
Right.
And so you want to be able to create these type of programming so that those organizations can come in without having a stigma over them. Oh, I got to do this. Or, you know, you want them to know that this is also a platform for you to step in and to show the community why you work so hard.
I got you. I got you.
You
No, I
know?
love that. I just wanted
So-
to say that for the people in the back who always saying, why y'all always doing free stuff?
So there's like a silver lining right there, right? Is you can't do too much free.
Right.
Irene was good.
Right.
LA was good.
But there are some things that you do need to give out.
Yeah.
Like you need
It's a balance.
It's a balance. You got like sometimes you need to give out samples so people can understand the value of it.
Okay.
And then, now that you see what we're bringing to the table, now you have to pay for it.
Right.
But with the Chalk Festival, which has been going on,
Third annual. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is once a year, just like the Collard Green. Like we're never going to charge for the Collard Green Festival on that Saturday.
Right.
That's that's not the plan for us to ever charge on that Saturday.
Yeah. And that's why it's important for us to have vendors and sponsors and
Absolutely.
and really support for those who have the resources to make sure that those who don't, or those who have less resources, you're contributing to make sure that it.
Correct.
And what I like about this, really, the Chalk Festival, because I remember Miss Debbie first had this idea and she used to talk about it. What I love about it is exposing people to the arts.
Yes.
Letting people come out and use the sidewalk as a canvas, right? And letting the children explore the art, you know, and get it hands on, get their hands on.
And just to tap into that as well, I mean, we are employing 28 professional artists that day. So yes, and so these are artists, local artists, and also we have a couple of artists that are coming in from out of town because they came before on vacation and they said, I want to come back. And these artists, some of the artists are giving their free time.
Okay.
So you know, and that's
they're
cool.
giving a
And not only that, we also have a free kids zone where children get to express themselves in art as well as tabling to have art. We even have free face painting.
Right.
So, you know, we have a lot of different concepts.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Not only that, because our theme is our watery future, we have the Sierra Club that's tabling with us. We also have the Estuary program that's also one of our sponsors. And so we also have a panel that's going to happen at WADA, which is also one of our sponsors, which is the art exchange. And so at 12 noon, we'll be able to walk down the street and sit with a panel that's going to discuss our watery futures. Matter of fact, one of the individuals that we have is and I forgive me if I say her name wrong, is Cara Barriera, and she is a Suncoast spokesperson. We also have Erica Hardison, who's from One Community Grocery Co-op.
OCG.
We have Jessica Lewis, who is from the Tampa Bay Estuary program. And then we have Professor Joseph Dorsey, who's Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and the Director of Food Sustainability. And we're going to have Miranda Douglas, who is, a lot of people don't know, she is a Marine captain.
Oh, wow.
And she's actually going to talk about our waterways. And so that's what the conversation is about and how our water affects sustainability in St. Petersburg. So it's just not a free chalk festival. It's a festival with a purpose.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Educational.
I love that. Yeah.
Kind of goes back to the two gentlemen are sitting here. We are picking up from your environmental consciousness from
Thank you.
back and so we're keeping that conversation going.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's so important. And so it's not just so that we need to continue the conversations that are meaningful to our environment.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
so
that.
how do you do that? By bringing, you have to find a way to bring in a resource that will engage people. And me as an art teacher, the conversation is, how does art tell a story about your environment?
Right.
So the theme for our artists also is our watery ways. So our 28 artists will be tapping in to the conversation about what's happening to our water streams, what's happening here in St. Pete, why it floods on Central Avenue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, and you know, and are we drinking proper water?
Oh, so let's say that.
So this is, you know,
our water.
We talk about what you smell in the air.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to talk about what's happening underground.
Come on, man. Look at that. We circling the wagons on this environmental thing, man.
Yeah. And so, and at the same time, we want to, and prior to this event even happening, the Estuary program came to us and they said, we would like to help you.
Okay.
And so we had artists online on a video chat learning about the estuary and what does it mean? How can it engage you? And it was really interesting that the artists was super engaged because they were saying that, you know, we get asked to do projects, but we don't understand the reason why we're doing it. We don't bring them up to speed.
They just give them the theme and say, go for it. Yeah.
They just give them the theme and go for it. And so, you know, some of the artists that on, you might even know them, like James Freeman. He's a prior tattoo artist.
He did my tattoo.
Yes. And so, you know, he's a bad artist, and he's going to come out and he's going to do something. He's really excited about being a part. And last year he was one of our principal artists. And so we use his artwork a lot of time on our logos. And we have artists from every background. We are concerned about the topic, and we are concerned about how the conversation is depicted in artwork, and how those people who are walking through, because you're really walking through an open air gallery,
right,
and how you perceive it. And then we also want to give the children the opportunity to see it happening in real time, so that art can be healing for them and educating them. And we'll have people tabling with us who will be able to answer those questions about the waterways if they have it, our food source, and so forth.
That's amazing. And we did some work with Maya Burke from the Tampa Bay Estuary, to your point about just that environmental piece. And it was interesting to me at the time when we started, when we got in there locally, there wasn't a lot of Black people talking about environmental issues, even though we're the ones who are impacted by it the most. The priorities for us when we talk about community organizing, environmental wasn't like one of the top priorities at that time. And so to hear that you all are continuing to do that and really discussing that is phenomenal, because it's so important. Because I mean, what you gonna do without water? Fresh water. Yeah, without air. And then shout out to Hillary Van Dyke with what was that, Splash of Color, talking about being Black outside, getting Black people in the water. Kimberly L. Fitch. So we do have a core group of people in the area that have been advocating for us to really apply, you know, these and have these conversations about our watery futures. And so I think this is great. How you said the intersection between art, you know, and community is just amazing.
And what time again?
It's going to be Saturday.
May 3rd.
Saturday, May 3rd, from 9 to 4. And also, you know, at the park, we're gonna have DJ Super Dave.
Right on, Super Dave.
And we have one of our favorite organizations, ACT, is gonna have some of their students come out and do a performance. We'll have Queen Bee out there from from iHeartRadio,
from another station.
But, we got Super Dave.
Yeah, from 99 Jams, old school flavor show every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 6 to 9.
Yes.
Also does the mix in the morning for the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Yeah, number love, Queen B.
So we're super excited that we can also help to sustain the businesses on the Deuces corridor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
we're talking
So
about.
we're
So
excited.
important.
Listen, it's super excited about Saturday. Always, and always.
And you said the environmental panel is at noon, and it's hosted by the Water Arts Exchange. And I see the address is 515 22nd Street. Again, free and open to all. Chandra is in here, president of Deuces Live, says yay. And then we have
and she's vital to what we do too. And
Chandra's dope.
Yes, we're gonna be talking to her this morning as well.
Gotta stop by. Oh yeah, this that week before run. I know the run that you're on, and I appreciate that.
Gotta be that week of is
Sarita Rod, love you. She said, amen. Debbie Yatti Garrett is an exceptionally talented woman who is sharing her creative talents with the masses. And she's looking forward to the 3rd annual Chalk Festival. I'll be flying in from New York Thursday evening. Look, you the one who said we need a stick. We'll be flying in from New York on Thursday evening. Right.
And I didn't argue.
She received it well.
And I just want to mention that we have about our artists. We have some really great artists. We have an artist by the name of Eunice Park. We got the Williams brothers. If y'all know them, Anthony and Christopher, they're going to be. We have Maya Moody. You know Maya Moody.
I love Maya.
She's a beautiful artist, and she definitely her social I don't know what you want to call it, advocacy is vital to the community as well. We got Rasta Gary Taylor, one of the original muralists from St. Petersburg. We have Swirly Painter. She comes out of Sarasota, but this sister is so serious with her work.
Tampa
you look
Bay
her
area.
up, you would be like, wow. We got Karen Gonzalez. We got Yoni Rodriguez. We got Emery Blake, who owns the lemonade stand. We got Rosie Scully. We got Devin Content. He also owns the lemonade stand. If you've never been to his place, we've done some.
the lemonade stand.
Yes,
I love the lemonade stand.
we've done the Black Art and Film Festival there, and that place is phenomenal. He's a great artist. We got Alexa Espinoza. We got Sheena Howell, Karen Wheeler. Y'all know Karen Wheeler. And we got Justin Lucy. We got Sharita Rodriguez, who's on. She's an artist as well. We got Holland King, and we got a new artist by the name Elisa Sandovaris. And so we're excited. I had to do the rundown.
Yeah, you got to. Look, you invite the people in. You want to make sure that they.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
But I murdered it.
What's up, Tiffany?
But you don't have to murder it. But if you murder it, they're gonna find out on Saturday.
Yeah.
So they'll
know exactly who these. Yeah.
That's okay. She's gonna laugh, and I'm seeing your artwork.
So if you had to give the people one thing before you tell them about Saturday, what would you tell them?
I want to say, come out and support. Come out and support the Tampa Bay Chalk Festival. It's for you. It's not, it's for you. We do these things for you. There's a lot of other events going on that day. Just stop through for 2 hours. Just come on through. We got giveaways. I mean, just come.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That sounds like a heavy commitment. I ain't gonna say, like, if you would have just said no, but I love it. Like, tell it. But if you say just come and stop by,
just come and stop by
for 2 hours.
But I'm gonna tell you, when you get there, you're not gonna be able to walk away.
That's right.
I'm telling you, bring your children. This is about children as well. And I mean, we have a phenomenal young lady called Paint Me Fancy. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. And she does face painting, and the face painting is free, but her work and her concept is going to be, she's going to be doing sea creatures and so forth.
Because it's under the theme. Our watery futures.
And we're going to give away swag bags if you do a survey. everything for the kids is going to be free, and we want to see
Well,
kids running through the
it's all
street.
free anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So listen,
everything, yeah.
so just show up on Saturday.
All you gotta do is show
and
up.
it's free, but that don't mean somebody didn't pay for it.
And somebody and they put it in the chat.
Oh,
They
yeah,
said that
so-
you did get it right. You got the name right,
Oh,
and they
thank
said
you.
I'll be sharing the recording with the artist, and so the artist
thank
will be
you.
able to see that you
Thank you.
like named them individually.
So if I didn't
Okay.
mention your name, I apologize, but I do have to give our sponsors.
Yeah.
Yes, we are being sponsored by the city of St. Pete.
Right on,
Yeah.
right on, right on.
We are being sponsored by Deuces Live.
Whoop, whoop,
We are
whoop.
being sponsored by the Warehouse Art District. We are being sponsored by the Tampa Bay Estuary Program,
That's right.
and we are being sponsored by Creative Pinellas.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And-
Congratulations.
And all our donors,
Thank y'all.
all those
Yeah.
those small donations, keep them coming.
That's how people getting paid.
That is.
Right on, right on.
All right. So now we have
Okay, go. Oh, I got something.
yes.
Politics with me.
Mr. Evans.
Oh, okay, got you. I'm just loving it.
He's like,
I'm
what's
locked
going-
into Miss Debbie,
Like,
man. I
what's
forgot all
going on?
about the rest of the stuff we said we was gonna do.
politics. So we got like,
Okay.
We
So-
we giving them a lot of stuff this morning.
so
Yeah.
politics with Mr. Edmond. I want to
What's
start.
up?
I want to start with the Tropicana field.
Okay.
If y'all didn't know, well, a lot of people do know. So I will say this: this was a trending topic on social media. There were 10 bodies found with sonar rated, like they looking through the ground.
Yeah.
On Tropicana Fields, parking lot 1 and 2. They're saying there's 11 more things that they don't know if they're bodies or not. So this has been an issue. They say November 24th, 2024. This report was given, and I didn't like how they said this was hidden.
Okay.
They say this was hidden from the people since November 24th,
So
2024.
why you didn't like that part of it?
Because I felt it was like an underhanded statement.
Like it was like a jab at
Yeah,
the administration.
it was like a and I think these low blows need to stop. Either you say it if you got something to say.
Oh,
Put
you
it
know
on
what,
the
though?
wood.
Thinking about it, you think about the timeline. If it was November of 2024,
Yes.
that was right after the storm.
Right after storm, right after
Right.
the raise.
After the
When
the roof blew off.
Yes. And
Okay.
and the Rays said they didn't know that they had the money because of the county vote.
Okay.
And the study came out, and then the city had a couple meetings.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
The officials or
The official meeting about the Tropicana field.
okay, about the results of the bodies being under there. Is what you're saying?
No, the report came back.
Okay, in
But-
November.
But they were saying that they hid it
Okay.
because of what was going on right then with the Rays.
Yeah, I
So
hear
you
what
don't
you're saying.
like, so you don't like how they like
It's
twisted
a jab. I
Understood.
think it's a jab at the administration. I think a lot of these media outlets are really, taking shots at the administration after this.
Mhm.
And I just,
So I'll say this. This is what come to my mind. Watch who you call your friends. So
ooh, them same people was
No,
friends.
No, let me watch who you call your friends and the people who got your back. Because as long as you was doing what they felt like you was
their
doing,
friend.
you was their friend. So if they felt like you hid the information, why didn't they tell us on the 25th
That they was-
of November that
Yeah.
they told you on the
See, that's what
24th?
I was talking
So
about.
you know what I mean? Like you come in here, stop playing in our face.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, let's say
That's
we
right.
gave them a week
Mhm.
Right, though.
to
Mhm.
come out with the information to do their own, but you wait 6 months later to
Yep.
say that it was hidden. No, you hid it then too. So
Oh.
you're just as bad as them.
So
Ooh,
you're
not
part of the hide and go
trying to
seek-
point the finger
And
and
go-
hide your hand.
Right.
Wow.
So like, nah. But I'll tell you this. Watch who you call your friends. Watch who you do business with.
Yeah.
Because everybody who smile up in your face and act like they about something ain't really about what they talking about.
Oh,
And we've seen this in this deal clear as day, is that we thought, or people thought, that they were getting one thing and got another. And they told us that we can trust them and to be in good faith. Good faith will show you where we stand. And then when good faith showed up, you showed us that we couldn't give you good faith. And we should have put that in that contract. And now the media
Mhm.
is now switching out.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they should have. I think what the problem is, a lot of the stuff that was going on to hide or help bring the team in,
Mhm.
since the team isn't here, they have switched
But
on the administration.
Let me think about it this way. This is another. This
And
kind
it's
of
just-
as you were saying. No, I hear that. I hear what you're saying. One of the things that I thought about as you were speaking is if you look at what was happening in November of 2024.
Mhm.
Like we had September was Helene,
Mhm,
October was Milton,
mhm.
November, everybody like like
What could it be?
like I'm just thinking about the priorities, and so it may not be that we're hiding the report, but if I'm a city administrator and I'm running a city, and my city just got hit back to back with 2 hurricanes that we have never, like, historically never seen, the roof of this, like, it was a lot going on. And so when you say, do I want to like bring this out and address this, or am I what am I really talking about? Am I talking about how you can get resources? Am I talking about hometown haulers? Am I talking about this fence that's down in your yard? Am I talking about clearing these streets? Like, it was a lot of things going on in November of 2024. So for them to say that they hit it, I wouldn't know if I use that language, but I would say maybe it wasn't a priority for them to communicate it to the community.
I was gonna say this: if they're saying that's right back to what I started. If you're gonna say they hit it, put the information out. Yeah. Don't have 2 sentences saying, "Oh, it was hid," but don't give no context. Yeah. That's what they call lazy journalism. Okay. Right? Because you put an assertion in there that you could have backed up. Yeah. You could have put 2 more sentences because it was this and that. Yeah. But you didn't. And so now we just have a statement.
Like, you could have easily said the report didn't come out because of what the city was dealing with. We was recovering from.
Or if it was hidden, why you thought it was hidden? Yeah. Why you said those words?
Yeah, I mean, you intentionally trying to keep it out of people's face, not let you deprioritize it.
Again, we see in media how, if this, and I'll say this, and y'all can, if this was a white administration, and this is how I feel. Go ahead. Okay, and so y'all can say, if this was a white administration, it would have been, y'all didn't get the report because of,
you would have got the context,
right? We would have, but because this is a black administration, we hit it. They always try. When you look at the 2 together, you see how the media switch it. They say the same thing, but in a different way. Yeah. And because they want to demonize one and uplift another, right? And that is not fair whatsoever. Because what our administration did do in November is make sure that our city was thriving. Made sure that, like, the people here got what they needed. Right. They started small businesses to go and funded them to make sure that our yards was picked up. Yeah. The things that really matter. And yes, we care about the people that's in the ground, but we can't do nothing about the people in the ground right now. Yeah. But the people that's living, who houses was tore up, who can't even get in their houses right now, that was the priority. So how dare you? Yeah. Still up there talking about you hid something. Yeah. And you probably knew that before the 24th as well. Before that, come on,
but see, and I do want to say this, like, because this is politics, right? You can expect to see a lot more of this.
That's right. Oh yeah.
And the reason I wanted to bring it up, because, you know, whether we agree or disagree, we're not for targeting of black leaders.
That's right.
We're not for it, and we're not going to join the bandwagon because y'all printing that garbage. That's
right. We're not y'all printing that garbage. We hit the report. Now we ain't on that.
Think for ourselves, and we're going to talk it out with our community, and we're going to come on the platform and try to explain some of that media. But yes, there are some bodies that have been found, and now we need to do some remediation to get these people a respectable burial. Yeah. We need to contact their families. We need the steps that need to be done, that should have been done. Guess what? Now we got the chance to do it.
And this is what a healthy relationship looks like, y'all.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I want to give a shout out to Councilmember Corey Gibbons Jr. because he was working on this for a while, even before he got on council. And I saw that there is a new business item on the city council agenda. Yeah, I still look at the council agenda. That's good. And so he's got a new business item where he's referring a conversation about these findings to the committee of the whole. And so I'm hoping that the majority of the council will agree with him and have that conversation so that we can really explore what these results are, really do a deep dive, double click as a city administration, and be able to come up with a plan.
And as a community, we support Corey Gibbons with this a new business item.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because a lot of people may not be able to make the meeting.
That's right.
A lot of people may not be able to get out there and say it, but we're saying it loud and clear. We support it.
Yeah.
We want to find these people's bodies and get them buried, like, respectfully, right? And then we can go on with the redevelopment of the district, right? Then, but first, let's do the first things first.
And we need to take a look at what other cities have done in situations like this. I think that New York City did a beautiful job with when they found the burial ground downtown, and they found it in the most real estate driven area. And and they did a beautiful memorial. And I mean, if you ever get a chance to visit in New York City, just to see the tribute that they did, and I mean, that's what needs to happen.
Yes,
That's right.
We need to celebrate the lives that are buried there, and so that and then some good vibes and good energy can come into the community.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
And that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about. And it's not like we can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like you said, you have
yeah.
other examples in other
Right.
places where it's happened, and it's not something that's uncommon.
Right.
You know, other you see it happening in multiple cities. But like I know, and they were doing some stuff in Clearwater, and then in Robles Park in Tampa. So the Tampa Bay area, we've seen like
Hey,
this
so
has been
this is
something.
not new because this is not new.
But it doesn't minimize the atrocity and the
Right.
injustice of what
And
happened to
there's
those.
a filmmaker by the name of Polita Glenn, and she did that movie called Underground History of St. Pete.
Okay.
And she has some of our people, our historians in that film talking about what happened and how it happened, and they talk about the very same thing we're talking about now, what needs to happen. And so I think that we can do something really beautiful and do a really great tribute. And I will be one standing there when it happens.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Edmond. What else you got?
That was a lot right there.
So for those who don't know, you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams, the Berg, Carafesta Radio. If you'd like to support the programming that's happening here, you can go to 99jamstheberg.com and hit that donate button, smash the button. And if you want to send stars, you can send stars and also support the work that we're doing in our community.
Okay, it's 100 days for the Trump administration.
Okay.
We're at 100 days, so everything we've seen only took 100 days to happen. And a lot of people are very, very, very unhappy with the last 100 days, no matter what party you're on. They say I think he got like a 30 or 40% approval rating right now, the lowest of any president.
And
at
don't
this
care
time.
nothing about it.
I mean, I don't think he's doing that.
Yeah.
But he does care about Shador Sanders not being drafted in the first or second round.
Trump said something about that?
Yes, he came out and
Okay.
said the man needed to be drafted, and then the Browns drafted him.
So Trump weighed in on the draft.
He need to weigh on these 4 acres and the
What
mule.
we just talking about priorities?
He need to
What we
weigh
just
in on
talking
the 4
about?
acres and the mule.
What we just talking about priorities? Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
Yes, he came out and said that Shador Sanders, it was a travesty and that the owners were stupid and the coaches were stupid for not drafting him faster.
Oh wow. And then they ended up drafting him, right? Okay.
God bless America.
God bless America. And one of his sons went to the Bucks, didn't somebody went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Undrafted free agent.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Ms.
Debbie,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I love the radio station. Send stars, y'all. I always do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You really always do. She's on the leaderboard for sending stars.
One of our most loyal.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Debbie. Thank you for all you're doing.
Yep.
You are so appreciated.
See y'all Saturday.
Saturday on the Deuces. You gotta love it, y'all. And so
that was crazy how they did him though.
Yeah. And I was in the barbershop. They was having a conversation about, that and so many other things. It was just kind of crazy.
When you're not the owner, you're gonna be subject to the owner's wishes and the whims of the owners.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it was more damaging for them not to draft him.
Okay.
Because they have the power of the people. The people was behind them. Those ratings was going up because they were watching. So they like, hey man, we can't leave this boy undrafted.
So what do you think was behind that?
Cause it's black power. It's a father and a son dynamic. It's a father. It's a black father who stayed in his children's life and helped them become some of the greatest athletes that are in the nation right now.
And so they punished him for that.
And they punished him for real. Cause your daddy ain't finna be telling us who gonna do what and what. We don't like y'all attitude. Y'all too cocky.
I saw that.
Y'all too arrogant. Yeah. And the truth is, Shador isn't like a real arrogant kid like that.
Yeah,
but he's a good student and he does his work.
It don't even matter. But it doesn't matter if he's arrogant or not. Like they do it doesn't because most athletes are. Let's call it. You got to have a little cockiness to be the
competitive
great
spirit.
like
And
you ain't never seen one of the great athletes not have an arrogant aura about them.
What about Michael Jordan? What
talk about him? right now. But you know what? Again, when we do it, it's a problem. When they do it, it's okay.
Yeah.
And you see, when they talk about our athletes, they go towards their personality and not anything. Because they did it to Cam Newton. But look at, again, he ain't never been arrested. He ain't talking, nobody ain't talking about him beating no woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do nothing that. Oh, he cocky.
Yeah.
Who cares? That's his personality. Is he getting the job done?
Ooh, so you can't be cocky?
You know, and this
I'm
is what
about that now.
you know, but you look at it, Shador don't got no bad rap nowhere.
No, he don't.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Cam Newton ain't had no bad rap
He
nowhere.
ain't no fat mouth. He ain't no fat mouth.
You know
That's why they said he was one of the top prospects in the 2025 draft. They said his college statistics were impressive, including a 70.1% career completion rate, over 14,000 passing yards. And like he had all the things.
He was the top 3 quarterback.
Yeah. But he got a strong black dad.
Hey, and if you would have seen the quarterbacks, and this is not a knock to none of the draft, all them boys deserve what they got. But if you see some of the quarterbacks that got drafted before him, were nowhere on his level.
Right.
And so what they're saying now is because the team didn't play hard teams. That's what they're saying.
Oh, so they're saying
the caliber of teams that his team played was lower.
But I'll tell you this, because we do have a guest and we're going to introduce our guest. But we see this is the American way.
Yeah.
We see this even in the system when a white child will get arrested and they will have the connect in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then the black child get arrested for selling a dime bag of weed.
Yeah.
And now they're going to railroad him and he needs to go to jail and pay the price. And then the white one who got the connect, who don't need to sell because his parents got all the money, we don't want to mess up his future.
Yeah.
They give excuses for it. And so even when you look at the draft, the white kids who have been drafted and had been arrested, done got kicked out of school, suspended for the first game for not acting right and all this other stuff, they give them passes and make excuses for them. But the person who does not have a record, you say he's cocky.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you? But okay, that's me.
All right.
We do have a guest. And introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Paco Morel. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
What's good?
It's a blessing. Thank you so much. Thank you so
You
much.
not borrowing merchant?
Oh, yeah, you came to do it, man. He for real. Yeah. Love that. Love that.
I'm on a different crusade right now.
Okay, what crusade you on? Let the people know.
My name's Pac Morel. I live in Florida. I'm over in Ocala. I've been doing music for a very, very long time, and I actually do a new thing. It's called golf rap.
Okay.
Wait, say that again. Golf rap.
I do golf rap.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been producing a long time. Music's in my blood. My dad's a jazz musician.
Okay.
Walked away from the music business back in Atlanta back in 2006. But when you do music for so long, it's kind of it's embedded. So I just started doing it and just posted our music video last week. We already got up to 40,000 hits on YouTube, which was crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. CJ hit me up, and now I'm with you.
Thank you so much.
It's a total blessing. I'm like,
CJ, yeah, thank you.
What is golf rap? If you had to explain it.
Well, golf is one of the hardest games, and it's a struggle out there. So we talk about it.
Okay.
We talk about it.
Because when I think of golf, because you're supposed to be concentrated, you have conversations. I don't hear music out there. So, like, put me in the space, like, when you say golf rap.
Because I'm thinking, that's what I'm trying to make that connection too.
We're not really spitting bars. We're spitting pars.
Okay.
We're also trying to make birdies out there too when we're getting the Meagles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we're doing. We're flexing with our Louis golf bags.
Gotcha.
This is dope, man. This is dope.
Especially there has to be so y'all dropped it last week and y'all got 40,000 views already
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
What's the site?
It's golfrap.com. You can check out our website, golfrap.com.
I'm gonna put that in the chat, y'all.
My name's Pac Morel. You can find me on IG. Just put in Pac Morel. You'll see Dr. and Icon. That's me. I would love it if you could follow. We're trying to build that up. And would love to talk to all of you and engage with me. I want to meet people. It's a lot of fun. Golf is a great game.
So you're definitely a golfer.
I do play golf. I have about a 12 handicap, which is like, it's okay. I'm better than the average golfer, but you know,
you're not Tiger.
I'm not Tiger Woods. I'm not Tiger Woods. Not at all. But we certainly rap like we are.
That's
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Now, prior to dropping this, is this your first single that you dropped, or like?
We dropped 2 other songs. This song here, 18 Holes, it's a special song for me. One, I have my my homie M16, who's a platinum producer. He blessed me with the beat. I put my seasoning on it. And it's kind of gaining a little bit of traction and a bit of a buzz, and people want to know a little bit more on what's going on here.
You got to give me the aha moment when you was like, you know, saying, okay, that's it.
Okay,
golf rap. Yeah.
Okay, so like when I left Atlanta back in 2006, I'm not gonna lie, I was like literally, you know, when you walk away from your dreams, you know, because I was like with all the industry cats over there, and you know, I just did not know what I was going to do with my life at all. And my dad had a garage full of golf clubs, and you know, I just picked one up, went outside, started swinging. I just decided that I was going to, you know, start golfing, and one thing led to another. I ended up volunteering at the golf course, got a job at the snack bar, and then I started working on the grounds. And then the superintendent went to a big country club, and he knew about my music background and radio. I also did radio when I was younger.
Okay.
And you know, I ended up getting a job and was able to build a really good career. Not in the music field,
but on the field,
but still in the media field, because I'm a communications director. So I do multiple types of media, lots of video, different types of publication and everything like that. And, you know, I was drinking almost every single day, too, for like 15 years when I left Atlanta. But, you know, I took a break from drinking, and, you know, I kind of was able to build that relationship back with myself. And I was in the car, and, you know, I could, you know, I love music. I love hard beats. I love bass. I love reggae, too. And, you know, I just decided to put the lab back up. And, so I bought you know, the equipment I need. I still had my studio monitors, my nice NS10s and everything like that. So came home, wife was gone with my son, my 4-year-old son. Shout out to them. Love you guys. And I was like, oh, I'm going to fire up the mic. And literally, I did not know what I was going to do, but the first thing that came out of my mouth was Birdie, man. And it was like, so I had a song, and my first song was a golf song. And I was like, Birdie, you know what? Man. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. And I just built upon it. And I was telling some folks what I was doing. Some people were like, don't do it. Don't do it. You know, it's ridiculous. So I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. Because, you know, I'm really just being me. You know, I'm just doing me. And I really believe if you just do you can't really go wrong. So
no, some of the greatest accomplishments in life started with somebody saying don't do it, right?
Yeah, they're literally saying don't.
Somebody shooting you down, telling you not to do it, man.
So
that's how I kick off.
Yeah, that's how I kick off. Yeah,
this song 18 Holes, you know, it's it's definitely a lot of profanity in it. Well, a lot of people do cuss on the golf course too, but
I figure if you miss something, like it's competitive.
It's a statement song. And you know, it's a fun song. It's definitely causing a bit of a splash, but you know, we're having fun with it, and we're just gonna go on for the ride. And now I'm in a radio station, so I was able to get out of my box. I spent 2 years in my freaking box,
right,
and now I'm in someone else's box, so it's great.
I love that.
I'm stepping out.
you had a reaction to something over there. Was that?
I was saying, it's good. I love how you letting your passion out, right? You like you say, you left Atlanta, and then you put the lab back together. I used to be an engineer at a studio, and I'm at the process now of putting the lab back together.
Okay.
So I know that feeling. So when you say 18 holes, right? 40,000 views, where y'all gonna go next? What's your next plan once you had seen this success?
Where are we going, CJ?
Up, just going up.
We're going up.
Keep going up.
We're going international. We're gonna go around the world.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do it. We're gonna see where this takes us. I want to go get birdies in Spain. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
And plus, if we can bring more people to the game of golf, because it is a great game. Like, I was surprised that like I was able to like still build a career outside of music. And meet people. Like, it can really do some great things for people. Golf is a lot bigger than just
it's huge,
just being on the course.
I seen a clip with Cat Williams, and he was talking about golf, and he was explaining, just how the comparison to golf and life, how, like, for example, when you take one, like, you got one shot, there's no do-overs. You know what I'm saying? So would you mind sharing some of those like nuggets of like how it compares to like what makes it such a challenging game, and how does that relate to life in general?
Well, I will touch on that. So like, I'm able to speak in large crowds of people and everything like that. And I remember my boss saying, "Hey, how can you do that so well?" And I was like, "Well,
a lot of people
I golf. I golf. I've been on the tee box and I've humiliated myself thousands of times. Just
Yeah.
So you got to deal with humility.
Okay.
You got to be able to pick yourself up if you hit a bad shot. You gotta overcome frustration.
Okay.
You gotta overcome pain. You gotta overcome the your brain, your mind. Your mind like works against you. Your mind just wants you to be comfortable.
Right. Right. So you gotta push yourself.
Your mind wants you to be comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta fight through the resistance.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep on pressing forward.
Right.
You just gotta keep on pressing forward. And it's a struggle. But when you get a good lick out there and you get a good shot, it's a reminder like, hey, you can do this.
That's right. And you celebrate, you don't get too high. What they say, you don't let your highs be too high and your lows be too low.
Yeah.
And that's why you at par, right? It's just about your relationship to par, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you really you learn a lot about yourself.
That's really good, because when you're trying to start something, you're gonna fumble.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna almost hit it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna pitch something you're gonna think amazing.
Right.
And then everybody else looking at you like you're crazy. And then when you look at it later, you be like, oh, that really wasn't that. But then you still gotta walk in that room and pitch it again.
Right.
And tell the people, no, I got it right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's 18 holes and you have 18 challenges.
Okay.
And, how are you going to overcome them?
I hear that. What's one of the best places you played?
Ooh. I would have to say there's a really great course in New York called Green Lakes. It's a municipal course, and it's just
I'm about to tag Don one.
It's just a gorgeous course. It's really, really nice. In Florida, there's a lot of great courses here, but I'm over in the Ocala area, and Juliet Falls is another beautiful course.
St. Augustine has some pretty courses too.
I bet they do. I would love to get out there.
St. Augustine.
When you ready for this remix for 18 holes, I got some.
You ready for?
I got some pars for you.
You got some pars. Yeah. You got some pars from Bar. That's what's up. So if you had a final thought or a message that you wanted to leave the people with, what would be the thing that you leave us with?
I would say go pick up a club and swing it. You don't know where your life's going to take you. And, as far as music is concerned, anyone out there that, feels that they're too old to, do music and everything like that, music is nothing but an expression. So go out there, express yourself. Don't be afraid. Step out of your box, step out of your comfort zone, and go do something.
And where can people get the music? How can they find you? You want to send them your handles and all that good stuff?
Yeah, go to golfrap.com. Pac Morel on IG.
Right on.
Country Club Gang on YouTube. Country Club Gang on YouTube. That's where
Country Club Gang.
that's where our YouTube channel is, and that's where our music video is.
I can't wait to see it.
Amazing. All right, y'all. So again, y'all make sure that y'all check them out. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for being here. We got some announcement. Again, we want to remind you all that the third annual Chalk Festival is happening on Saturday. I was about to say May 3rd, but that's this Saturday at the Deuces from 9 to 4. Like Miss Debbie said, if you can't come and spend the whole day, just come by for a couple of hours. But when you get there, you probably won't be able to leave. Also, there's a Youth Champions Empowerment and Healing Program. It's going to be May 24th from 11 to 3 in Jordan Park, targeting ages 11 to 17. The program really focuses on wellness and a safe space for youth who are affected by violence. And we were talking about that earlier as well. The sessions will be guided by healing circles, stress management, and some techniques to really lead to conflict resolution. So y'all check that out. And then lastly, next week we're going to have Professor Judith Scully. She's going to come in and talk about the Pathways to Justice Youth Civics Program, which is running from July 14th through the 18th, led by Stetson University College of Law. We'll talk more about that next week.
I want to say big shots out to Urban Drinkery, the Sunshine City Jazz and Poetry Festival that happened this weekend.
Yes.
Big shots out to everybody that came through. Eric Jackson and that great spoken word. The whole Story 7217 team.
Mm-hmm.
Big shots out to them. They're doing work in the community. They're helping our children when a lot of people aren't willing to help our children. They're standing in the gap for people who always talk about doing stuff, but these brothers have been feeding people and families. They have been doing summer camps and holiday camps for these children.
Yep.
Y'all support Story 727.
And it's a gala.
Yes, they have a gala coming up.
It will be September 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are on sale right now. Go and get your tickets. It's going to be at the James Museum, downtown St. Pete, right across the street from Oak and Stone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, be ready for the gala because it's going down.
It's
Listen, buy your tickets now. Support. They have a summer program coming up. Also, support. Y'all always asking who's doing something for these children.
Yep.
You always asking and saying more needs to be done. Here is a group that's already on the ground, not a group that got to get on the ground.
It's not an idea.
Not a group that has to be put together or arranged. These men have already been on the ground men and women 4 to 5 years.
Yes.
Find a way to support Story 727, y'all. Get behind the movement.
And the support is the gala because this is their fundraiser.
Yes.
To make sure
that's tangible.
Yes,
Yeah.
because these programs do cost.
Yeah.
And again, these kids come here for free.
Yes.
Every Sunday they feed them. They have a speaker that comes out.
Yep.
There's something that they take them out in the community. They go on field trips. Like, it's amazing on what Story 727 do. And we're going to have, actually, they're coming in we're going to have them in to come in and talk. And then we're also going to have Eric come in because he's an entity all in his own.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And to talk about his story as well. So,
I'm excited. I love it, y'all.
We got 2 minutes. Final thoughts.
Ooh.
Final thoughts. There's more that needs to be done and needs to be said. It's going to be an amazing week because we're going to make it happen. And appreciate it.
Get involved, y'all. Find somebody to support. Find a group. Summer's coming up fast.
Yes.
Right. We have to be prepared because we know in this city how hot summer can be. And I ain't talking about the temperature. Right. Let's get involved. Let's find a way to support something that's happening positive. And big shouts out to LA Keys and the cookout that happened this weekend.
Yeah, because that was really good. Be the change you want to be or see. Write down those 5 things that make you feel good, giggle, smile. Because you just need to appreciate life.
That's right.
You know, stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes.
And shot all around the room.
This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.